year? What do you think of Tyler Lockett being this year's nominee?
Well, first of all, the Man of the Year award is a special thing. Obviously, it was a gift to be able to win that last year. What a blessing. When I think about a guy like Tyler Lockett, he's a man that demonstrates everything that's good. He's a guy who's obviously a really amazing teammate to everyone. He works his butt off every day. He loves the game. But I think what's amazing about Tyler is he uses his gifts to serve others, and he uses his gifts to love others and impact others in such a tremendous way. And we couldn't have a better Man of the Year than Tyler Lockett and what he's demonstrated for this football team, demonstrated for this organization, demonstrated what's good, about this city, and and he's done so many amazing things. I think about some of the things he's done, obviously over the years, and what he's done even as of late, I know he's donated over, something like $32,000 worth of clothes and food and all that into the community. And I know he's also done the scholarships for kids for college, and I think it's $34,000 or something like that for college scholarships. So I mean, what an amazing individual, a guy who if he didn't play receiver anymore, he could be an amazing writer, poet, and also a bestseller. So he's an amazing man, and just hopefully he gets acknowledged in an amazing way, continues to get acknowledged in an amazing way.
Russ, last week, what do you think allowed the offense to finally start clicking in the second quarter? I think through the first 5 drives, you've gone, outside of the fake punt, you've gone backwards in yardage, and what ultimately kicked it forward to where you guys started to find it?
Well, I think we're playing some really good football teams. Along the way, they're not going to get every play, not everything you draw up or imagine or think is going to happen or whatever. They got some really good players on the other side, and so the game of football is a long-lasting game. It's a game that every possession counts, but also as the possession that has left you before, the next one is the most important one, and the next play is the most important one. So that's what we stayed focused on, and I think that we did a tremendous job with that. This past game, and we really caught fire. We had a couple of other touchdowns in there. We really could have scored 45 points probably or so. Against a really, really good defense. We have a lot of respect for how they play the game, and we were able to make some really cool plays. Some things didn't go our way, but that's the kind of NFC West battles that you get, and I thought we did a tremendous job of that. And the other part that I thought was really critical was just the engagement of everybody on the sideline, from offense to defense. Everybody was working together. Everybody knows what we're fighting for, and that really showed up all week. And I think that we've been really determined to have that, and I think that was really special.
When you look at Houston's defense, they've got a total of 14 interceptions by 10 different players. What are you seeing on film that's led to all of those takeaways that they've created?
Yeah, Houston does a great job of getting after the ball. They punch it out. They make great plays in the secondary. Linebackers do too. They do a tremendous job. They play with high effort. This team's a really good football team, even though the record may not necessarily demonstrate everything they've done. I mean, to have 14 interceptions and to have all the things they've done, they're coached extremely well. Obviously, Lovie Smith's a tremendous football coach who's been in the league for a long time. Is highly, highly regarded and highly respected across the league. And so I think that they've done a great job of making plays. They got playmakers across the board.
So where's the challenge for you on that one, right? There's not just one guy that you have to look out for who's been the ball hawk the entire time. What's the challenge when you've got so many different potential playmakers on defense?
I think to know that, I think the challenge in that is to know that all their guys can make plays. You got to be really efficient with the football, like we always know how to be, and to be really diligent with the ball. I think that also too, pressing the gas, and just in terms of just us making our plays. As we go make our plays, we're going to get contested plays, and to be able to win those 50-50 balls, or to be able to win those moments, is going to be really key. And then when we run it, obviously protecting the football, and when we drop back, protecting it too as well. And it's going to be, like I said, this team has played some really good football. They're really physical. They make some great plays. Jacob Martin come off the edge. He's done a really good job, so it's cool to see him, doing his thing. I remember when he came in as a rookie, just a guy who was so dedicated to his craft, and so I have a lot of respect for him. A lot of great players on that team.
You mentioned the talent the 49ers have up front. Your offensive line's been pretty banged up. Had to have 2 rookies play a good chunk of the game on Sunday. What did it mean for you to see those guys step in a rivalry game like that and step up and played as well as they did.
Yeah, it was huge to have guys step into the game. Offensive line, I thought, kept battling throughout that game. Obviously, we got a guy like Bosa on the other side, and some other players they have, and their ability to get to the quarterback. They're really special at that. But to be able to have our guys step in, and really do a tremendous job of pass protecting and run blocking too as well, and really give me enough time to make some of those throws, and was really huge. And the guys have been playing banged up. I think about a guy like Shell who's been banged up kind of for most of the year. He just keeps battling. He keeps battling. I know Posick has overcome some injuries. Kyle has been in there before with some injuries, battling. Obviously, and hopefully we get D-Lou back out there. He's been battling with some stuff, and so Gabe, he's an ultimate pro. He's been in there. Obviously Dwayne too as well. Those two guys are ultimate pros, and so I think what's been really cool to see is just there is no fear in our guys. They believe in what we can do. I believe in them, and we all believe together that we can do great things, and so that really showed up this past week in particular with a tough challenge ahead of us.
When you went back and looked at the film of that game, and statistically it was your best game sort of since you had been injured and all that, did it feel like that to you? Like, this is starting to come?
Yeah, I think every week it's just gotten better, which I knew that would happen. Just anytime you're battling and coming off of stuff, I think you get better every day, and that's hopefully the goal every week. You get better from each week, and I think that I think for me, I think the biggest thing that I said early in the game after the after the first or second drive, I said to the sideline, I said, this game's all going to be this game. This past game we just played, this game's going to be all about composure. It's going to be some crazy stuff. I've been fortunate to be in a lot of these crazy games, with 49ers or other teams in our division and everything else. And that game in particular was about composure. How can we keep our composure? How can we remain neutral in the midst of it all? And just, know that this is going to be a long game. And so keep battling, keep trying to win our matchups, and keep trying to win our opportunities.
Have you seen Gerald respond this week from this tough game?
Yeah, Gerald's been great. I've been talking to him during the game and after the game. We talked, after the game in the locker room too as well. We also, obviously all week, he's one of those guys that doesn't blink. He knows that, he wishes that stuff didn't happen. But he's competing, he's doing the best that he can every day. He's been tremendous for us this season. He's made some amazing plays for us, and he continues to do that. He will continue to do that. And if I believe in anybody, Gerald Everett's one of those guys.
But there was a report yesterday about that you would approve trades to 3 different teams. Did you see that? Do you have a thought on that at all?
I didn't see it. I'm not really on social right now as much or anything like that. But I did see it because somebody sent it to me. No, that's not in my head right now at all. I didn't say that either. So I'm focused on what we're doing here. Obviously, I love Seattle. This is a place that I've loved every day, every moment. I talked to you guys about joy last week. When I hurt my finger, you realize that every day you want to take advantage of every day. I've always had that mindset, but just I love this. I love this place. I love this space. I love where my mind's at. I love where our team's at. I think that we can be better, in this journey. But we can go as far as we want to go in the next 5 weeks and plus, And so I think that's where my head is, and so that's a non-story.
Would it be accurate to say you intend to fulfill your contract?
Say again?
Would it be accurate to say you intend to fulfill the contract you're under here?
Yeah, that's my hope. My hope is to not just fulfill it. Hopefully, I get to play here for 20 years of my career. Will that happen? I don't know, but that's my prayer. That's my hope. And all that stuff. That stuff's in the future. That stuff's down the road. I think my mission and my focus that I can only do right now is focus on right now, today. 3rd down, red zone, light it up, have a great day, bring as much energy and much focus as I can to this football team. As I mentioned, I love this place. I love this city and this team and what we can do. So I think my focus is on that, and that's really what matters.
We saw the video, the post-game scene with Pete Carroll, getting all fired up and yelling, I think it was, "We ain't dead yet, boys," and all that. Just what's the mentality of this team right now coming off that win? When you got to win out to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think first of all, it is true. It is true. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, and I think that for us, we take every day with the understanding that we have to have a championship approach. We have to have a professional approach. We have to keep our minds really clear. We have to be able to, as a team, as a player like myself, even with all the stuff going on and everything else, you have to be able to starve your distractions and feed your focus. And I think that's really what's really important. And along the way, is just feeding our focus. And I think that we have a great opportunity to be able to do that. I think about this team. I think about the guys that we have. I think about, like as I mentioned to you guys in Washington, the character of guys that we have. I mean, it's really exceptional. And just to see how guys approach every day, how they practice, how they go about their business is really what makes it so fun for me. Every day. It's to know that guys are bringing everything they have every day, from the classroom, to the film study, to the practice field, obviously the game day. Everybody's leaving it out there, and that's fun to see. To see guys like Darryl Taylor just becoming such a star in this league. To see a guy like Quandre Diggs, who's been such an amazing player for so many years, and to be such an impact player, arguably one of the best safeties in the game, making so many plays. I mean, it's a special time, and I think obviously Bobby Wagner, to be able to play at the level that he's been playing for 10 years and be such a star and be such a great leader too as well. To see Brooks, watch him, he sits right up in the front row right next to me, Brooks does, and just to be able to see his maturation, his dedication to the game. Obviously guys like DK and Tyler, they've been putting the work in ever since the moment they got here. DK's was such a special football player and means so much to us. Tyler Lockett, Man of the Year. What an amazing player in person. To see guys like Freddie Swain and to see a guy like D. Eskridge too get their opportunities and take advantage, both of those guys, of their opportunities. I think for us, like I said, it's about our families, it's about our career, it's all about bringing joy to this game and having a lot of fun with it, and playing with great gratitude and gratefulness and just being in the moment. This is a special place, is a special time, and we got to be in the moment every day. I think the final thing I would say is you miss some guys too. To lose a guy like Jamal. Jamal means the world to me, and we text quite a bit. He's the guy who sits next to me too every day, and I've gotten really, really close with him, and just to be able to watch in my opinion, one of the most legendary players in the game, and what he's meant to the game, and just what he's meant to our team, and the passion and energy he's brought. He's really made some exceptional plays his whole career, and even here for us. And this year he's made some great plays and been just a great leader. And you're talking about a guy who's consistent in his mindset every day. Jamal Adams is, and he's a champion in that sense in every way. And this guy that that despite what he's going through right now, if anybody can overcome, it's a guy like him. And so I feed off of that energy of a guy like Jamal Adams, and a guy who's going through something that's really hard right now. So I think a lot of it for us is just staying focused. Like I said earlier, starve your distractions, feed your focus. And just keep going with that and see where we can go with this thing.
With guys like Austin Davis and Dave Canales, how does what they do during the week translate to what we see on the field on Sundays?
Yeah, I think Coach Dave Canales is such a brilliant mind. He's been great for us. He's been my quarterback coach before. He's been passing game coordinator. He is the passing game coordinator now. He sees things extremely well. He's such a great teacher. If you know Dave at all, he's such a tremendous teacher, amazing soul, good human being that also knows the game extremely well, and he sees everything. So during the games, I get to get intel from Dave, and all that, but also too throughout the week. I mean, he's just a visionary. I think Dave's a visionary. I think that Austin Davis obviously been able to play, I don't know, 6-7 years in the league. Austin, I think it was 7 maybe, something like that. But just so you can think about, playing in the National Football League in itself, the average lifespan is, 2.8 years or whatever. He played 6 or 7 at quarterback. But also too, just to be able to play play the position of quarterback is one of the hard, in my opinion, is the hardest position in the world of any sport, just because of all the intel and all the things. And then you get these guys chasing you too, so that's always difficult. It's to know that you have a guy that's in the quarterback room, that understands the game, has played the game, has been in the fire before. We've been in the same room before. We've competed together before. I love it every day, and it's a great gift to have coaches like Coach Dave Canales and Coach Austin Davis, and they're great friends too, great human beings. And then and Shane's great too. He's such a brilliant mind, and to have those those guys working together. And then kind of the guy that goes kind of hidden in a way is Brad Itzik, Coach Brad Itzik. He does such amazing work for us, really getting us detail for all the information in our room and just making sure that we're ready and prepared. And we have a great room. I love our room and what we're able to do in there. And then obviously Tater too. Tater's very good at situational stuff. So I've been very blessed to be around some amazing human beings, but also great coaches.
Do you communicate with Tater on game day too, or not?
Yeah, Tater does the pre-games with me. I think you guys see me out there early in the pre-games. And, Tater and I getting our groove on and getting ready to get ready for the game. And then also, on game day, especially at halftime, we get to connect and, me and Tater and everything else. But everybody's all communicating. And so usually the person I talk to the most is Austin, and then Shane too as well. So on the sidelines, because those guys are on the sideline. Tater and Dave are up top, and same with Brad as well. So they kind of communicate down to us, let us know something if we need to know something in particular.
You've talked before, Russ, about flying into Seattle for the first time, and when you were flying in, you said, I had a goal to go to Children's Hospital and other things. Did you know then the impact you'd end up having and how ingrained you'd become here? Did you envision opening a school? Did you envision just making this your place? Or did you know an NFL player could have that impact?
Yeah, it gives me chills thinking about it, really. Flying into Seattle, it was May 11th, 2012, maybe May 10th, 2012. But I flew in, and first of all, I'd never been out here, man. I've been to the West Coast a couple of times for California for area code games and baseball stuff and all that. But I'd never been in Rose Bowl. But I'd never been to Seattle, Washington. And I always heard great things, but I always heard also it rained a lot. So they got me. I came in May, and it was perfect weather. It was about 82 degrees, and I remember landing and flying over Seattle. And I love water. I love nature. I love mountains and trees and stuff like that. And so. When I landed, I was like, man, this is a beautiful place. I feel like this is the place for me. Well, fast forward, I got here, and some of the players I got to meet, obviously Sweezy was here. I got to, Sweezy and I knew each other from NC State, and some other great players, and Robert Turbin I got to know, and Charlie Martin was a guy I got to know. But, as I landed here and I was coming out here, before I came out here, actually, sorry, Greg, but before I came out here, I was coming home from my last visit, my last team visit, and I was flying back I had just seen Peyton Manning. I just went to Denver and just got to see Peyton Manning. We got to talk there and everything else, and I was going back on the plane. And I wrote out my right now present goals, and I wrote down my future legacy goals. And then I wrote them down in the sense of, personally and football-wise. And the thing that I think that I've always relied on and believed in is that, and my parents both taught me this, my mom and my dad, that whenever you go somewhere, leave that place a better place. And I think that that's something that I've always just believed in. And that doesn't mean, through wins and losses and everything else, but what it means is through people and through the community as much as possible. And one of the things that I think that going through the life that I've been fortunate to be able to go through all the successes, through having not much to having a lot, to experiencing loss, my dad passing away, to just wins and all the success too, and some failure. I think what you find is that what I found in my life is that I was talking about somebody about this the other day, is that what's really important is the ability to serve and the ability to love and the ability to give as much as you can give. And I think that through all the things that I've been fortunate to have and experience and all that, it doesn't mean anything without the ability to love and serve. And so for me, when I came here in Seattle, it meant the world to me that, hey, how am I going to establish my feet here? What would that look like? I had my football goals, obviously win multiple Super Bowls, do all that stuff, and be starting quarterback, and all those things. But on this side of of it was really, how am I going to be able to impact this city? And so the first thing that really meant something to me was the hospital, the Seattle Children's Hospital. I've always loved the youth. I've always loved being able to impact there. And so for me, I said, I want to dedicate my time here, no matter how long it is. I don't know how long this is going to be. I pray that it's 20 years. Back then I was, I don't know. I believe in big things. You guys know me pretty well. But when I came here, I was like, hey, if I'm going to be here, hopefully for 20 years, 10 years, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. I'm going to make sure every time, every week that I try to do something that's connected to the Seattle Children's Hospital, try to have some type of meaning there, or try to impact somebody's life. And so every time I go into a room, I'm praying for a miracle. I've experienced it in my own life. I've experienced it with my dad, him passing away, but him also being told he only had 12 to 18 hours left to live, and he lived another 3.5 years, and got to see me get drafted in baseball, got to see my brother get married, got to see a lot of special things that a lot of people said that it's not gonna happen. He'll never breathe again. He'll never live again. And so what I pray for every time I go into the Seattle Children's Hospital room is that hopefully I can give a little glimpse of hope, a little glimpse of love and just desire that, you know what, life is worth living for. And so hopefully that inspires somebody else. I think for me too as well, the last thing I would say about it is that our days are numbered. You know, you never know how many days I think we all understand that now with COVID in particular and everything else. And I think that every day, you know, it's an opportunity to give back to somebody and to make somebody smile. And so for me, that's the joy that I want to bring to the community that I'm in, and just to be able to do this. Seattle means the world to me and always will be. And you know, that's where I started with Seattle Children's Hospital. Now we're fortunate to be able to do it with our school, like you mentioned, Greg, with Why Not You Academy, just to see kids who have a dream. You know, I was a young kid, African-American kid from Richmond, Virginia, didn't have much and just had a big dream, you know. And for some reason, God gave me that dream to fulfill, and it's been happening every day since. And I think for me, hopefully there's every kid in that school right now who's working their butts off to get smarter, to get better, to learn as much as they can, to get the experience that they desire. You know, at the Why Not You Academy, hopefully they can fulfill their dream one day too. And if Sierra and I can do that, you know, I know that whenever I leave this earth, I did my job, and that's the hope, that's the goal.
What inspired the, I don't know if you guys have done it before, the pitch to Gerald? I know he fumbled it, but just, I don't think you guys have done that before. Whose idea was that?
Yeah, that was the little shuffle pass. You know, Shane and I saw that earlier in the off season that we wanted to do that. You know, I've done it in my past before, and he's done it too. So that was a pretty cool play. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but yeah, that was awesome.
Speaking of Bobby Wagner, do you agree with him that mayonnaise is terrible?
So what?
Speaking of Bobby Wagner, do you agree that mayonnaise is terrible and should be in the kitchen?
Man, I think mayonnaise should be in the kitchen, especially on Thanksgiving. You know, I mean, you gotta have some turkey sandwich, some mayonnaise. You can't, you know, what I mean, you gotta have a dry turkey sandwich. You know, so I don't know, but I'm not sure where this question came from. But okay, all right.
Thank you, Russ.
Okay, thank you guys. Go Hawks.